like to start today with a quote by E.B. White. Always be on the lookout for the presence of wonder. Always be on the lookout. I was thinking about the last time I did a Sunday service. I think it was in July or August of 2016 when I and some fellow practitioners put together a program called What is a Practitioner? Some of you that are here today might remember that. It was a really great Sunday. So I thought this time I would do the same thing or something very similar since we have so many new people that have joined us over all these years. And that was until I got a different idea. We never know when those thoughts are going to come in. It was the plan, but now we have something new. I'm going to ask my husband not to listen to this part. Don't panic. It's okay. Have you ever been in the car, driving yourself somewhere, and all of a sudden couldn't remember how you got to your destination? That's me. I do that a lot. Like I said, don't worry. It's okay. It's okay. I call that car inspiration, and it happens quite often. But this time it was a little different. I was stopped at a light, bright and sunny day, waiting for it to turn green, and I just happened to notice my hand. And I thought, wow, there's lots of crevices and little wrinkles, and it just doesn't look like my hand. How did my great-great-grandmother's hand get here? And that started this whole process for today. After all, these hands are 54 years old now. And as I continued my journey that day, I started to think about all of the things these hands have done. When I first started out as a toddler in this world, I held on to the hands of my parents as they taught me how to walk. I made mud pies in the backyard with my little sister when we lived in San Antonio, Texas. I played the piano. I painted. I loved to write and draw. And these hands brought me so much joy. As I got older, I learned I could cheer and applaud people I loved with these hands. And when I was sad, they wiped away my tears. Just something as ordinary as a hand. 30-something years ago, I stood in a little church in Boise, Idaho, and had a wedding ring put on this one. I've welcomed 4 beautiful children and 2 grandchildren into the world with these hands. And I started to think of all of the thousands of diapers that I've changed and the boo-boos that I've bandaged and the countless birthday presents that I've wrapped. And I was overcome with a sense of awe, a sense of gratitude for all that has happened because of my hands. Something so simple, they're here with me every day. They do countless tasks for me. And it was just that one moment, that one thought on that drive that day that gave me a new outlook on what this means to me. And to think about something that I see every day, all the time, in different areas of my life, and people that I see all the time and every day. And I wanted to start to begin to look at them with a new outlook. I have a question for all of you. When was the last time you were so overcome with the beauty and perfection of something or someone? So much so that it left you speechless or breathless. For me, the start of this new way of looking at things was that day in the car. So I wanted to learn more about it. How can I live more mindfully in the present moment and experience that same sense of awe that I did that day? Because with it, awe brings gratitude. And with gratitude, we get more of what we're grateful for. In Gretchen Rubin's book, Life in Five Senses, she explores how her senses got her out into the world and out of her head. So it is something that I'd like to try with all of you today. It's a very mindful process when you begin to bring in all five of your senses to experience something specific and on purpose. It is also a great reminder that all of those ordinary things that we take for granted or don't even notice in our everyday life are there for us to explore at a deeper level. Did everyone that came in today choose a flower? Does everyone have one? If you don't, you can raise your hand, we'll bring one over to you. Nancy needs one up here. Great, thank you. I'd like you to sit for a moment comfortably with that flower in front of you while we explore it. One of the things that Gretchen describes in the book, if you want to become more in tune with something or build a greater connection with something or someone, a surefire way to do that is to educate yourself about it, to learn about it. What is its history? How did it come to be? So if we could just take a deep breath in and relax it out. I want you to think about the history of that flower that you're holding. It's a process of evolution that brought that bloom to you today. And that process is almost 14 billion years old. After the Big Bang, the universe underwent a series of cosmic events that included the formation of stars and galaxies and our own planet. And about 4.5 billion years ago, our own solar system, with our life-giving sun, this divine order brought all of this together. About 3.5 billion years ago, the beginnings of life are thought to have begun on this planet, life as we know it. And from that time, the formation of simple organic compounds and self-replicating molecules have given birth to all that we see around us today. The history of that flower is billions of years old. That plant species that has brought us flowers that we have today has evolved in numerous ways over hundreds of millions of years. That emergence of life over time has given us the life we have now too. The species that is the family that brought you those individual flowers today fought to survive. It changed and molded itself to its environment. It is a testimony to perseverance. So I want you to think for just a moment about all that has had to happen in order for you to hold that bloom today. Use your fingers and feel it. Experience it as its whole being. Notice any lines, the vibrant colors of the petals, and take just a minute to really learn about the flower you're holding. What does it smell like? Do you like it or not? It has been a gift. A gift that's been given through hundreds of millions of years of cosmic evolution. This is the awesomeness of divine action. From one source comes all life. And from that one source comes us too. Anybody find a little gratitude in there for those flowers? I think it's a little easier to find that gratitude when we understand where things and people come from. From the book, she also talks about different methods, different ways that you can wake yourself up to what's around you, using your sight, smell, taste, and touch, and sounds, to pour ourselves into whatever it is, a painting, a beautiful melody. Every opportunity is an opportunity to go deeper. This is a mindfulness practice that I appreciate so much. And in the busy world today, sometimes it's difficult to find even 5 minutes to just sit with a thought or a person or a thing and find gratitude in it. So another place that I found myself recognizing the goodness and awe of people is on social media. Part of my thoughts for this year have been to look for the good instead of seeing the not so good first. And even during that time period a few years ago when a lot of us had an extra few hours a day to learn the new things, I started on TikTok. I don't put anything there myself, but I have really enjoyed seeing the creativity of people around the world who come together and make beautiful things. Whether they're visually beautiful or there's music that they put together, they're sharing their lives with us. I think it's inspiring how creative people are. And when people decide that they want to do some good themselves, they always find a way. One of the things that I know for sure is that abundance and prosperity are infinite, that spirit is always at work in these ways. And it amazes me still, every day, how people can come together. About 8 months ago, a 20-something young man named Devin posted a video of his coworker. Nola was 81 years old when that video was posted, and they were sitting in the break room at the Walmart where they worked. This is just before the holiday season last fall. Devin was talking to Nola about why she's still working, and she said she couldn't retire until she paid off her mortgage. So Devin took those images of Nola and created a TikTok video about her and created a GoFundMe account for her to help us all help her pay off her mortgage. And in less than 7 days, he raised, with the help of everyone around the world that contributed, $181,000. That is just one example that I have found over these recent years of people coming together to make a difference. They just have to know that that opportunity is there. So Nola graciously accepted the money and said, but I'm not going to retire until after I'm done helping my coworkers with the holiday season. So she stayed through the holidays, paid off her mortgage, and retired from Walmart, not having to work again. And it is truly a testament to the very basic principles that we embody as science of mind students, in that all of these things come together, spirit-led, and in the perfect time, in the perfect place, so that we all get an opportunity to participate in the up-leveling of those around us. So, that is a beautiful story of human kindness. Those are the things that I've come to look for in my own life now. I don't seek out anything negative, but I know it will show up when I need to see it. I appreciate all the work that's happening around the world by people in all countries, in all ages, to help each other. Whew, that's big thoughts right there. The universe has laid out for us an infinite number of experiences, an infinite number of opportunities, just like looking at that flower Just like looking at the back of your hand and thinking about everywhere you've been. Where have your feet taken you in all of your years? I bet it's lots of places we might not have thought about for quite some time. So whether it's that flower, a beautiful poem, the perfect peanut butter sandwich, or the person sitting before you, remember that opportunity for awe is there. And you're the one that gets to decide whether or not you want to participate in it. The universe will tell you what you need to know. That sense of awe about the accomplishments that I made with my hands flowed right into gratitude. And throughout all of those years, they may have been difficult times, and sometimes I may have felt like the weight of the world was on my shoulders. I can tell you, whether I was taking care of others, working 60 hours a week, studying to become a practitioner, or helping out in this church, it's all been worth it. Because now I can look back and see the good that came from all of it and be grateful for every single moment. I can say with certainty that just as that flower has a 4.5 billion year or 14.5 billion year history, so do you. That same divine order that has brought us all of these gifts from the universe has brought all of us you. That each of us has within us all the love, prosperity, vitality, peace, harmony, joy, and love. If I didn't say it, and if I did, it's worth saying twice, to share. We are it. We are nothing short of all of it together, all of the time. So with lots of bumps and valleys in all of our different lives, know that we're in the perfect place right now. There is no other place for us to be because Spirit has put us right here. Our senses offer us gateways to pleasure, beauty, and awe. They invite us to engage fully with the world and awaken to the richness of each moment. So right now, I invite you to get out there, get out of your head and get out there and experience the power of awe for yourself. Be the inspiration. Namaste. Let's take this into prayer. I'm going to ask my fellow practitioners to stand and surround the room. If you have not experienced this before, be ready for that power of awe right now. And if you have, just rest into it. We know the power of these words. We'll begin to pray together. There is this one place, one time, one moment, and all that is. And so it is.